Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Skura, also known as Islands in Front, and today I want to talk about Jeskai Ascendancy. Now, you probably know me for playing this card quite a bit. I played it, for a long time, and you also might know if you write Skura Breach Guide in your browser, you'll find the ultimate station guide, 56-minute read here. On MTG decks, where I delved into everything you needed and even thought you didn't need, but you probably did. That was a long video, right? A long article, including like how to combo off in paper, but also online. So I did play that deck a lot. I did, quite a bit of winning with it locally, but also they do another CN cashed, and I really didn't want to let that feeling go, and this is why we are back. We're so back that we never left. There was a creator showdown for Magic Online where we had like a just shy of, I think, 70 people, content creators, players who participate in the creator showdown. It was open decklist tournament, played online with pretty steep prices, and it was streamed fully. And I played Jeskai Ascendancy. Now, this was my deck of choice, and this was my list of choice, which includes a lot of the things I personally think are really good here. I play full 4 Saga with 4 Kata for the aggressive angle. I play just 1 Surveillant because I hate Surveillant like Taplands in a deck that really likes that, that early tempo, that velocity. I do play a Sink into Stupor because I love that card. I would probably play more if I played a less color-intensive deck. I played 3 in my Breach deck. Well, that was 3 colors, I guess. I just play Soul Guide Lantern, which I wasn't really thrilled about, but there is no Ether Spellbomb. Everything else in the sideboard, so very minimal package for the Saga. 7 Moxen, and I decided to go with the 3-2 split between Jeskai Ascendancy and Tuna Set. You'll also see the 4th Jeskai Ascendancy in the sideboard. And immediately the question is, well, why so much, right? Do you need that many? I saw, Menguchi play 3 assets or 4 assets, right? And people just play 1 Ascendancy or 0 sometimes. And this deck is basically Jeskai Ascent rather than Jeskai Ascendancy. And let me tell you why. I also delve deeper into this in my guide, which I'll talk about in a second, but description below. But Narset is a card that is with a relatively high ceiling, right? When it goes off, you play a couple of Moxen, play a couple of spells, bam, draw 5. Relatively low floor, I would say, right? Because it's a 3-mana 3/4 that does nothing, If you just play it straight up on turn 3, you probably have 4 cards in hand or something. You don't want to discard it to draw 1. So floor is pretty low for a modern card. So it's a pretty polarized card. Now, naturally, you want to play the game to make the floor go as high as possible and keep the ceiling high. So you won't deploy it when it's bad, of course. But that's why I only play 2. I could even play 1, just to keep it for the scenarios where I can actually set this up to be good, compared to having multiples, right? Although, again, if you draw multiples, you can discard 1 from the other, but you cannot play the other. If you want to play the other to count as a spell cast, it's really mana intensive and stuff, Now, Jeskai Ascendancy itself, I think there is one point I really need to drive home. This is the most compact combo you could play, okay? The most compact combo you could play. And let me tell you why. If you look at this deck, right, and you take your thumb and you just say, okay, let's say this Jeskai Ascendancy doesn't exist here, right? Would I play the same deck? You would. You basically would. You would play the same mana base, the targets, you could add a couple of targets, you still play Tamio Emery, you would still play probably Kata, it would probably be the same deck. Right? But you would just change these 3 cards to, 4th Repeal, another land, or like a Preordain. So removing Ascendancy doesn't take away from its core cohesion, right? But neither does adding it in. So basically you can play a Jeskai, good cards, synergistic cards, tempo, artifacty, control-y deck, and literally just say, let me add 3 cards that just immediately make it into a combo deck and give me combo draws, which otherwise I wouldn't have available to me. It's the most compact thing ever, right? Like Breach, great, Breach, Station, Jace, Grapeshot. Here, just the Ascendancies, right? That's super compact as far as I'm concerned. Now, you can say sure, but like you need Emry, that Emry needs to live, and then if it doesn't, and opponent knows it cannot live, you'll just have a 3-mana enchantment. And I agree, and I thought the same thing, and I also was tempted to cut on Ascendancies and go Midna route. But then, I actually changed my perspective. I changed the way I look at it. Because it's not a combo piece like Grinding Station that either combos or does nothing. It's also a global prowess card, right? All cards you have prowess. Also, it has like a Ledger Shredder Connive. Again, globally, right, on every spell. So now when you have those Cory draws, right, let's say Tamiyo turn 1, Cory creature turn 2, and then you go like Ascendancy 0, not only do you get another creature, you buff the entire board, including the Tamiyo, and you bash for like 6 or 7. And now everything has prowess, right? That's not trivial. If you watched my Creator Showdown run, you can also find the VOD on Twitch. You'll see how much that comes up, like the damage output, you know? And again, and the cycling is not irrelevant either, because, you know, you play something because you try to draw into a 0 for that Emry on the battlefield. Or maybe you need another spell, so you play one, you sandbag a land, play a spell to ditch a land from the hand to have another spell, right? Maybe you cycle Flage, so you don't have to use the front half, just the back half. So what I'm saying is, it's not that Jeskai Ascendancy will be playable without Emry, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's much better when it doesn't combo than we think it is. It's still not stellar, it's still not awesome, don't get me wrong, right? But it's serviceable. So if you take, so basically, if your Breach combo had, also it's nowhere close to the card Breach, of course, but like if you just had the Breach combo with just Grinding Station, right? And then also that Grinding Station, right? Global prowess and stuff, like it's really good compared to other possible options. Now, the mana's intensive, again, it's a permanent, so there are issues, otherwise this would be a T0 deck. But I think it's really good. And I even played the 4th Ascendancy for the linear matchups where I would just want to get that 4th in. So that's how I look at this deck. And you also see a big number of counter spells. And if you follow me, you know that that's my jam. 3 rebukes in the main deck, 6 more counter spells in the sideboard. I really want to play counter spells. I want to go like turn 1 Tamiyo, turn 2 Cutter with Emry. But then on turn 3 or 4, hold up that one key counter spell to stop the opponent in their tracks. So that's how I look at this deck. Again, it will play out differently depending on the situation. Sometimes it will be an aggressive Cory deck, sometimes a Control the Legends deck, sometimes a combo deck, sometimes a Saga kind of, you know, pace your play type of deck, which is awesome. It gives you the customizability that you might want. You know, you can change the way you play. You could, for example, Katna sets, add 2 Flames of Anor in. You could add a second Reclamation and maybe a couple of Flages in the main deck to kind of take advantage of the graveyard. You could, you know, maybe splash green for Rumble if you're frisky, you know. There's so many options here. And so I played this deck to a very satisfying, you probably know if you saw the title of the video, 5-1 finish, good for $600. Which is really nice. I'm also on the official Magic Online post, mentioned by the name, which is really nice. Make sure to go there and follow me if you want more stuff like that. Which ultimately motivated me to get onto the deck a bit more seriously, right? And this is the fruit of it. I made a guide for the deck on Metafy, link down below, which has why play the combo version section, just to explain the whole idea, card choices for every card, but also I included maybe boards to talk about cards I don't play but I could. Tips and tricks section with around I think 20 different tips, keyboard mulligans, sideboard guide for 11 matchups, but also a cheat sheet so you have it in a concise form. All of that you get access to it immediately, right after you click off this video. On my Metafy, more things coming, but that's not all, because I also started a Discord, free public Discord for all of us Mox Opal combo enjoyers, for Song of Creation people, for Jeskai Ascendancy people, also maybe for Jeskai Nasset people. We'll see, but just join me and let's have these productive conversations, and let's make something great. Let's make Mox Opal reband, as the motto, so to speak. So yeah, this is me. This is the deck. This is a bit of my rambling, and yeah, I really want to see you succeed with the deck. I want to see the deck flourish and evolve, like Breach did. I think that's a really nice replacement for what we've just lost. Especially if you've bought Mox Ambers, Sagas, Tamiyos. That's the perfect way to locate your assets. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching. Follow me on Twitter, on YouTube, and stuff, to be up to date with my findings and results. And as always, please remember to hold my hand, and let's pass the turn together. And I will see you next time. Cheers. Boom.